Ready?
Ready, madam?
Okay. Okay. So, the first exercise that I asked you to do last week is this one. I want you to add two more user-defined functions in each related file, which is area cylinder in cylinder file and area cone in cone file. And then this is the formula lah, okay, formula given. So you're going to calculate your area for cylinder and cone using this formula. And then the output will be this one. So after user enter the radius and height for cylinder and cone, okay, you will call the function and you will pass this value. Okay, you will pass this value when you call the related function to calculate volume and to calculate area for cylinder and cone, right? And then after that, you will determine whether cylinder is bigger than cone or vice versa. Okay, so now this is my sample answer. Okay, actually, okay, this is my sample answer. I'm going to show to you this one. Okay, so basically, when user enter the value for radius height for each cylinder and cone. So this one is that you have done last week. Okay, so this is the new one. Okay, now I go to the cylinder file. Inside my cylinder file, I have another function, user defined function, which is to calculate area cylinder. So for area cylinder, we know that we need how many variables or how many parameter to calculate the area for cylinder? Class? How many variable or parameter?
3.
3, right? Pi, radius, and height. So basically it is similar to the volume cylinder. So because in this file, we already have constant pi. Here we only need height and radius. So that's why here in this user-defined function for area cylinder, all we need is only two parameter, height and radius. So when we call area cylinder, we will pass the value of height and radius. Okay. And then here, we will calculate the area using this formula. Okay, that based on the given formula. And then we will return area. Okay, so when we return this area value to the caller, this variable, which is area cy, will receive area for area value. Okay, okay, so now here we print out the area value here. Okay, inside the main. Okay, done for area for cylinder. So now how about area for cone? Okay, first I create a user defined function to calculate area for cone. I name it as area underscore cone. And then based on this formula, again, we only need 3 parameters. Okay. However, in this file, in this cone file, we already have constant pi. So what we need is height and radius only. So that's why here we need 2 parameter. Okay. In our main file, we call area cone by passing value height and cone from here. Height and radius for cone from here. Okay. And then we pass to this file, to this function. So we calculate the area for cone using this formula, okay, as given in this question. Okay. And then after that, we return the area. We return the area here. When we return this area in the caller, this variable, which is area cone, will receive this value. Okay. Okay. And then we print here. Okay? Okay, class, understand? The rest saya tak ubah. The rest coding I didn't do anything. Okay? So, here I want to show to you, in one file you can have multiple related function, user defined function. Okay? Not necessarily you need to create another file to create this area cylinder. Okay? Okay, class? Faham? Faham, class? Understand?
Faham, Doktor.
Okay.
Understand, ma'am.
Okay, semua orang faham ya?
Faham, Doktor.
Okay, bagus. Okay, now we move to the next exercise. Okay, your next exercise is based on your tag system. I want you to develop or to create 3 user-defined function, which is employee info, to let user to enter ID, name and yearly salary of their employee. And then the second user-defined function is determine tax, to determine the tax that employee need to pay. Then the third user-defined function is print output, just to print out the employee info and how much that employee need to pay the tax. Okay. Okay, all the functions should be called in the main file. Okay. And then your output should be similar as the previous program in the tax system. Okay. So I will show to you my sample answer. I close this one first. Okay. Okay, so this is my main. Okay. First, what I need to create is I need to create employee info. Okay, employee underscore info. So here I have employee. Okay. In my file, the file name is employee.py Python. I create employee underscore info. Okay, so you can see here. DEF space employee underscore info. Okay, you can see here there is no parameter because this function is only to let user to enter the value for employee ID, name, yearly salary. Okay, so that when this function is called in main, we don't have to pass any parameter. Okay, so that's why I leave it blank here. There is no parameter here. Okay, so in my user defined function here, all the, kat mana saya buka kejap chapter 6 kan, text. Okay. This one is our original tag system. Okay. So this part, this part that user need to enter the value for ID, name and yearly salary, I copy all this one and I put here. Okay. I put here. So that's why there is no need to pass parameter here because the value is here. Okay. User need to enter the value here. Okay. So I just copy all this one and then I paste here. Okay. So user will enter the value of ID, employee name and employee year salary. Okay. And then after that, after user enter this one, I will return this value to the caller. Okay. For further calculation. Okay. So here, okay. What is this apa tu return value class? We call it as what? List. Okay, correct. Okay. So we will pass or we will return the value in a list. Okay. So we return a value in a list. In that list, there are employee ID, employee name and employee salary. Okay. So now done for the first user defined function, employee info. Next, I need to create determine tax. Okay. So in my determine tax, if inside our original, I will do this one. Okay, to determine the employee salary, to determine the tax for this for that employee. Okay. Okay, so I create one file. My file name is tax.py. Okay, and I create or I define a user defined function. The name is determine underscore tax. Okay, so here in our original, in order for us to determine the tax for that employee, we need how many variable class to determine the tax?
1.
One only. We only need employee year salary. Okay, so that's why here in this text we only have one parameter. Okay, so the parameter is employee year salary, EMP year salary. Okay, so for this one is similar to this one. Okay, similar to that original. So we have here. Here, since I put EMP year salary, so all the variable here is employee salary. Let's say I put here employee. Okay. So what is is it correct or not?
No,
No. Why?
it's not the same.
It's not the same variable name. So if you put employee yearly salary like this, so you must put here employee yearly salary as well. Okay. Okay, so I just delete back because the name is too long. Okay. Okay. So okay, when we determine the tax, what is the output from this function, class? Class?
Tax.
Tax. Okay. So the output is tax. Okay. This tax. So that's why here we return tax. Okay. Okay, class? Understand?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Next, what we're going to do is we want to do print output. Okay. Just to print the information. Okay. Next, we want to do this one. Okay. We want to print this one in one user defined function. Okay. So that's why here I create another file. The file name is printout.py. Okay. And then inside this file printout, I create or I define one user defined function. The function name is print underscore output. Okay. Okay. Go back to the original one. Okay. In our original coding, we need employee ID, employee name, employee salary, and also tax. Okay. However, here, from here, okay, employee ID, employee name, and employee salary coming from this user defined function. Okay. And then the value is written in a list. Okay, so when written in a list, it will be in only one variable. Okay, so that's why here for us to print that employee ID, employee name, and also employee year salary, we need just only one variable. So let's say here I put my variable name is employee data. So inside my employee data, I will have three value. The first value is for employee ID. The second value is for employee name. The third value is for employee salary. Okay, employee year salary. So that's why here I just put one variable. And then another variable is to print this text. Okay, text here. Okay, okay, I will show you why I put this employee data 0, 1, 2. Okay, this one, what is this value, class? What is this value?
A list.
Index. Okay. Index in the list. Okay. Index in the list to refer to which value in that list. Okay? Okay, class? Understand? Faham, class?
Okay.
Okay. Sekejap saya lukis sekejap. Okay. Again, I will explain to you about the list. Okay. So, let's say here, this one employee data. Okay. So, let's say here we have one variable. The name is employee data. Okay. When we put it in a list, in compiler it is like this actually. So we have this kind of list. There are three value in that list. Okay. So here is our index. 0, 1, and 2. Okay. So here we know that the employee data is come from this one, this list. Okay. So this list, the first one is employee ID, second is employee name, third is employee salary. Okay. So in the compiler, it will have like this. The first one is for employee ID, let's say 037. The second one is employee name, let's say Tan. The third one is employee year salary, let's say 75,000. Okay, so here in this printout, when we want to print employee ID, so that's why we need to put like this. The variable name, employee data, and which index. So if we put employee index 0, means that it will refer to employee index 0, this one. So it will refer to this value. Okay? Okay, again. Let's say we put here employee data index 1. So means that in our compiler, it will refer to employee data index 1, which is here. Okay? And then when we put like this, employee data index 2, means that it will go to variable employee data index 2, which is here. Okay? So it will print the respective value here. Okay, class? Understand?
Okay.
Okay, that's how it works in the list. Okay, faham? Semua orang lain faham? Kevin? Johan? Johan?
Yes.
Faham, Doktor.
Faham Okay. Okay, let's move. Okay, kita teruskan. Okay, now in my print output function, I didn't return any value because I only print out this value. So I don't need to return the value. Okay. So just put return. Done. Okay. Okay, go back to this one. Now we already define all the function in each file. So in our main file, before we able to call the function, we need to import the function files first. Okay. First, I import from file employee, import all function. From file text, import all function. From print out, this one, print out file, import all function. Okay. Okay, so this one is similar as previous coding. So we have repeat, we have num employee equal to 1. Okay, okay, here. In our original coding, the starting of while repetition, we start with user enter employee ID, employee name, and employee salary. So that's why here we call the function employee data, employee info. Because inside our employee info function, we ask user to enter the inputs. Okay. So here we call that function. We call function employee info, and then there is no variable or no parameter to be passed. So you just put the parentheses and blank it, okay, without any parameter. However, here when user enter this input, it will return the list. Okay. So when there is a value to be written, so in the caller you need a variable. So you need one variable to receive this return value. Okay. So here I name it as employee underscore data. So inside my employee underscore data, it will be like this. Okay. So dia akan ada in my, mana saya punya ni ah. Macam mana saya nak padam ah, lupa dah. Into shape. Macam mana? Sekejap oh ni dia. Okay. So in my, okay, based on this coding, when I call the function employee underscore info, when this function return this value in a list, in my main function, I create one variable. The name is employee underscore data. So this variable will receive this list. Okay. So in my compiler, it will be employee underscore data. Okay. So there are lists here. 0, 1, 2 consists of ID, name and year salary. Okay. Okay. So this is inside my main. Okay. And then, okay, now done with the call function for employee info. Next, in our original coding, after we have this input, we will determine the text. Okay. So here in my main, I will call function determine text. Okay. Okay. In my function determine text, here I need employee salary only. Okay. Only employee year salary. Okay. Inside my employee data list, which one is employee salary? Index number? Which one?
Number 2.
2.
Okay. So this one. Okay. The third value, index number 2. Okay. Because the index must begin with 0. Okay. So that's why here when I call the determine text function, I will pass employee data index 2, which is refer to this one. Okay. Refer to this one. Okay. Class, understand?
Yes, madam.
Okay, good. So now when I pass employee underscore data index 2 to function determine underscore text, we go to this file. Okay, we calculate or we determine the text and then we return text. Okay. Since we return text in when we call that function, we need one variable to receive that value text. Okay. So here I name my variable as text as well. So when I return this text will receive that value. Okay. Okay. After that, after we have the text, we will print the info here. Okay. So that's why here, after determine the text, I call function print output. Print underscore output, and I pass the value inside employee data, all the values inside employee underscore data, and I will pass as well text here. Okay. So I pass text to the print output, go to print output. So here when I want to print employee ID, I will refer to employee data 0. Okay, why employee there is no underscore here? Why there is no underscore here, class? When we pass this one, employee underscore data. However, here in our print output, when we want to refer to this value, okay, to this value, there is no employee underscore data. Why? Can someone give a reason why there is no employee underscore data here? Why? Cepat kelas, why? Kelas.
Dia perlu sama dengan variable atas kan.
Okay. Okay. Correct. Because one more thing is, when we pass this value, employee underscore data, here, which value that receive employee underscore data? Which one?
Employee data.
Employee data. Okay. So that's why we put here employee data. In our compiler, what happened is like this. Inside our apa ni, dia punya function print output. Okay. Inside our mana tadi? Print out. Okay. Mana dah? Okay. Inside our print out, file, it is like this. Employee data. Okay. Index 0, 1, 2. Okay. And then, when we pass this value, employee data, go to employee underscore data, go to employee data here. Okay. The same value inside here. Okay. So that's why in our print output function, we use employee data, but the value is same. So when we want to print ID, we refer to index 0. When we want to print name, we refer to index 1. To print year salary, we refer to index 2. Okay. And then the rest is text. Okay. Understand, class? The rest is similar. Okay. Okay. Let's debug. Okay. This one, not the same thing. Okay. Now we move to the while statement. Okay. Inside our while statement, the first one we call the function employee info. We call that function, go to that function, and we ask user to enter. Let's say I put 037, and then name, and then yearly salary. Let's say I put 75,000. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to return this value in a list. Okay. So I will return 37. I will return Tan. I will return 75,000 in a list. Okay. Return to the caller. So employee underscore data will receive this value. Okay. Okay. So now you can see here. Employee underscore data, we already have 37, Tan 75,000. Okay. Okay. Next, we will call the function determine text, and we will pass the value for yearly salary. Okay. The value of yearly salary is the third one in this list, which is index number 2. So that's why we pass index number 2 here. we will pass index number 2, which is 75,000. Okay, we pass here and then we will determine the tax. Okay, and at the end we get the tax, okay, which is 7,050. We return the tax here, 7,050 to the caller. Tax here in main will receive that value. So you have tax here, this one, okay, 7,050. Okay. Next, we going to print the output. So we call print output, print underscore output, and we pass employee data in a list that consists of ID, name, and yearly salary. Okay, we pass list value, and also we pass the tax value, which is 7,050 to the function. Okay, here. Okay, so you can see one by one now. We will print employee ID. Employee ID, we will retrieve the value from variable employee data. Index 0, which is 37. Next, we will print employee name from variable employee data. Index 1, which is Tan. We will print yearly salary from employee data index 2, which is 75,000. Okay, done. And next, we will print tax from variable tax. Okay, and done. Okay, okay, class? Understand?
Yes, madam.
Okay, good. So that's how it works. Okay. Okay. Next, I'm going to ask you to do this one. Okay. Sekarang 10.30. I want you to develop a program to calculate a purchase discount for Lazada special purchase event. The price will be determined based on the total purchase and the discount percentage. Okay. The detail of the discount as follow. If total purchase more than or equal to 1,000, that customer will get 25% discount. Okay. If total purchase is between 500 to less than 1,000, we get 20% discount. If in this range, it will get 15 discount. If in this range, it will get 10% discount. And if in this range, the user will get 5% discount. Okay. So, by using suitable operation, repetitive and function techniques, okay, your function techniques must be easy to be maintained. Build at least 2 functions. I want you to think what is the 2 functions that you're going to develop for this problem. Okay. And then develop it and then try to come out with your suitable output. Okay. Jangan bukan suitable output. I think there is output here. Okay. This is the output sample. Okay. When you ask user how much of your total purchase, when user enter 3,000, you will calculate the discount. Okay. And then your purchase detail is this one. After you calculate and then you will print out the purchase detail for that customer. Your total purchase is 3,000. Your discount is 25 based on this one. Okay, based on this one. And then your price after discount is this one. Okay. Okay, and then the rest is similar. Okay. Can you do it, class? Sebenarnya sama je except that the condition ni lah yang berbeza. Okay, boleh class? I want you to build at least 2 user-defined functions, excluding the main function. 2 user-defined function. Okay, you must create 2 user-defined function, and then another one is main function. Okay, I give you 40 minutes. We will meet again at 11:15. Okay? Boleh kelas?
Boleh.
Okay, so do it now. We meet again at 11:15.